Yeah, hello there. Welcome to Sakir. As you can see, I'm here with Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff. Here early, and you're here early as well, Toto, to run the car in advance of testing. I think George has been out in it so far. I don't know what you can glean from these early runnings, but initial feedback, okay. It went round all right, I think.
Yeah, went round all right, as you say. It's a filming day for us, which we didn't do in the UK. That was my question to him initially. What do you feel? And he said, listen, we are on promo tires. I can't really say, and there's a camera car. So, yeah, it's basically a shakedown.
Yeah, okay. Listen, I've seen you at the last few years at these tests, and it's been a tough experience. How hopeful are you you've got on top of your issues? I saw James Allison at the airport. Has he been much more involved with this car than maybe some of the previous ones?
Yeah, he's been very involved, and obviously it's never down to one person, but I feel the organization tried to really hard to understand what is where our deficits lie. And albeit we're going into the last year of these regulations, we want to prove to ourselves that we have understood.
Okay, fair enough. And George has driven it first. He himself, I think, is building himself up for this year and next year. He's 7 years into F1 now. I think he feels it's time. He realised his potential. Do you recognise that? It's an important time for him.
Yeah, of course, you can only be as good as your car is. And remember, his first ever Mercedes race, he could have won it and should have won it if it was not down to the team's mistake. So he has the potential in him, and we just provide the two of them a platform that is predictable and has lots of downforce.
Yeah. Kimi Antonelli, I've got to meet a few times now and find him a delightful character, I have to say. That smile. Are you going to work to make sure he enjoys this year? He's still only 18. It's a lot for him to carry around with him, the pressure. Can you give him an environment where he can still be a teenager?
Yeah, I think he's a teenager. He's 18, but the problem is that the moment you land in Formula One, all the teenage stuff stops because it's just too serious and it's a tough environment. But you can see that, you can see that very youngish boy from his, let's say, when you just look at him. But when I see him in the car and the attitude in the briefing, there's a performance animal that is there, and I think we're going to see some of that on track. Well, hopefully all of that.
I hope so, but I hope he doesn't lose the joy of racing, which is important too. Listen, talking about the tough environments, we've just come from F1 75, the big event at the O2 now. There was some booing, and there's been a lot of discussion about that. Max Verstappen, in my view, I don't think he got booed exactly. No. There was plenty of cheers I heard for him as well. Christian Horner certainly was, and the FIA president spoke out about that. Well, what do you think? Are today's fans allowed to do that sort of thing, or is it right that it's criticised, that behaviour?
I think, as you say, I don't think that Max was booed, and we shouldn't, talk an event down that was mega just because one single individual, rightly or wrongly, was booed when he spoke up or when he spoke. So it was a great event. I mean, the spectators there were great. The presentation of the cars was good, and it sets a new format for the years to come. And that is the positive we need to take from that.
You weren't booing Christian, were you?
No, I wasn't booing. There was 15,000 people that did that. It wasn't necessary that I did.
Okay, fair enough. Well, listen, let's see what he has to say about all of that this week. It looks like a great year. It could be a great launch for a great year. Teams to beat, there's several of them. You'll hope to be one of them. People are making Lando Norris favourite for the Drivers' Championship. Is that justified?
I mean, he's a great driver, and the team has done so well last year, and I think he will have learned a lot what he needs to work on. But overall, we were 4 teams. Maybe there's more of us this year that can win races. 4 of us won more than 4 races. So I hope we can continue a season like this as competitive and exciting.
Yeah, a new wind of change maybe in F1. It's windy here.
Well, it's got very gusty suddenly, Yeah, who would have thought that you need to wear a pullover and a jacket in Bahrain? But it's good. It's good to be back.
Okay, well, it's great to talk to you and great to have this access the day before testing starts properly. Yes, it's windswept here. Windswept and interesting, we say, and testing is always very, very interesting.